Murray trying to get it. Shot clock winding down. Murray puts up a three. Bang! Jamal Murray from downtown. It's an 18-point lead. 36 for Murray. Jokic on the steal, ahead to Grant. And the Nuggets pouring it on. Timeout LA. A 20-point lead with 2:10 remaining. This is absolutely shocking.
Shocking is a word for it. Choked is a word Magic Johnson used tonight. Wow. Calling out the Clippers, who he said choked against Houston in 2015 and then again tonight against the Denver Nuggets. A lot of emotions out there on Twitter and in the bubble itself, where the Denver Nuggets are celebrating something that has never, ever happened before in NBA playoff history. There have been 256 instances of a team taking a 3-1 lead over another at a best-of-7 series. Only 13 times in all those series has the team down 3-1 come back, and the Nuggets have now just done it twice in consecutive series. First team ever do that twice in a single playoffs. An absolute stunner of a result. Raise your hand if you had the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals when they were down 3-1. Okay, now put your hand down because you're lying. No one believes you. That's the Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas. That's Karan Butler. I'm Matt Weiner. I don't know how to explain this. The Nuggets outscored the Clippers by 64 points over the last 3 second halves. They were down double digits in each, and somehow, Zeke, they're moving on. And the Clippers, this super team with incredible depth that a lot of us, myself included, picked to reach the NBA Finals going back to last summer, they're done. They're out of the bubble, headed home.
You know, the Clippers never could figure out the 1-5 screen and roll, and I look at Joker and I look at Murray and the 1-5 screen and roll, and it reminded me a lot of Lambeer and I in terms of pick and pop. Lambeer not nearly as great a passer as the Joker, but in terms of stretching the defense, knocking down the three, and then being able to pass to different people. I mean. And the Clippers never could figure it out. Now, the Joker went inside, and when he went inside, you know, the game was over. I mean, I felt Murray and the Joker and Jokic, they really not only dominated the game, but offensively, every time the Clippers tried to do something defensively, they had a counter with a stretch or a post.
Nikola Jokic dominated is the word, Zeke, dominated the game and only took 13 shots, which is just extraordinary. The Nuggets executed that pick and roll, and as you mentioned, the Clippers could never find an answer for it. But at the same time, LA once again, Karan, had a double-digit lead, and a lot of people watching this series and the games within this series are saying, what happened to this team down the stretch in these instances?
It's all about the Denver Nuggets, and I was blessed and fortunate to do an internship with Tim Conley, Calvin Booth, Josh Kroenke. Those guys let me come over in my transition on working in this space after I retired. And I watch, Coach Malone say that we're a couple years away from being a couple years away. Then the development of Murray and then the development of Joker to saying that, you know what, we just need a few more pieces and we're going to get there. Adding guys like Grant and different pieces to that nucleus. They're ready for the moment. And we still thought that it was a year away, going against the Los Angeles Clippers because they possess so much firepower when you're talking about the reigning finals MVP and Kawhi Leonard coming over to join that team, with Paul George joining that team, with already that production off the bench and that firepower, and Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell and the coaching staff in place, Jerry West over there as well. But the Denver Nuggets, this is all about them. I know that we're going to talk about the Clippers because we just saw one of the biggest upsets, I feel like, in sports history when you talk about all the things that they was, expected to be, expected the series, the Battle of LA and everything. But you got to give a ton of credit to Jamal Murray and all those guys for just stepping up, being present in the moment, because clearly the Clippers was not present in the moment. They took advantage of the situation. When you talk about the Denver Nuggets and their young talent, they believe. Even when they was down 3-1, they believed. In the series prior, and they was battle-tested from that hardship of last season, exiting in a fashion that they wasn't okay with. Mm-hmm. And they came back, and this format they really feel some way about their talents and what they can do. And immediately in that post-game interview, that walk-off, I'm sorry that I'm long-winded, but everybody said, you know what about the Lakers? Look, we got talent over here too, and we feel like we can upset and beat just about anybody, so let the chips fall where they may. Big ups to the Denver Nuggets and what they was able to accomplish.
Absolutely. At the same time, as you mentioned, a lot of the